Hey y'all, you know what time it is. Thank you for tuning in to Decadent Conversations. I'm your girl Shay Butter.
And I'm Brown Sugar. Welcome back.
So a few things before we
So,
get started.
mhm.
First of all, I just want to say you looking good, girl. Your glow
Thank
up
you.
is
Thank
real. You know
you.
what I'm saying? Y'all look back at these past episodes and see the changes that Brown Sugar has made. Um
I
Also, I want to give a shout out to our supporters, especially the ones we don't know and the ones we do know. I'm gonna just list a couple of folks that I know for a fact watch every week. Joe Sneaker. I don't know if we've ever met in all space, but I appreciate you continuing to watch the podcast. Big ups to my homeboy Buddha. You've been rocking with
yeah,
us since day
Buddha.
one. Um, I got Nisha, uh, Clara, all my folks. And for those that I've missed, it's somebody else who's on the tip of my tongue. I do a show with him
Fallon
on
and
here. He came
Cola
up to me the other
and
day.
Bridget.
So big ups to you. Oh yeah, and her people too. Your sister been on it. We read the
She do.
comments. We love that you love us. I appreciate that for real. Oh, Death Hunter. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, this past week was a national holiday. I don't know if y'all know about what season it is.
Oh my God.
It's Gemini season and it was my birthday, everybody. I had a ball too. Where'd she go? You didn't ran off? Don't be running off because it's Gemini season. It was my birthday. I had a Cuban themed party. Oh my goodness. Big ups to B Wizzle who helped put that whole thing together, and Brandon. That was awesome.
Y'all
We
should
had a
have been
live
there.
Cuban
It was
band.
lit. The niggas was there, and I was there too.
They were. They were. It was amazing. I had so much fun. So thank everybody for coming out for that. So I had a good weekend, birthday weekend. It was some grown folk stuff, and I appreciate everybody for that.
But hold on though. Your cousin
Hmm.
kind of cute. You know he walked me to my car, right?
See, this is why I don't like my male cousins and family members to me, my friends. Okay, it's always a problem. It's
Listen,
always a problem. Like I
listen. I got a
mean,
few things to say about that. First of all,
mhm.
I'm gonna direct this to you. I'm not gonna say her cousin's name, but Cherry cousin, brown sugar cousin, you know who I'm talking to. If you wanted me to have your number, all you had to do was hit me up. You already had it. You had two chances to give it to me. One at her Cuban party and the second one on her actual birthday. You could have hollered at me, but you didn't. Second,
Mm,
second, your cousin really gave me the game on how I should like deal with men and what they're looking for and how where they dropped the ball at and what's going on with dating today. And we had a conversation and he didn't blame me for anything or anything like that. He just was like, women have to learn how to talk to men and instead of taking a nagging approach, present things as a problem because men like to solve problems and they work better that way. So that's just something that I am gonna try because I am quick to, well, you didn't woo 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 instead of saying, hey, if we don't take care of this, this is what's gonna happen. And common sense ain't always so common. Men and
mm.
women operate totally differently. So what I'm thinking, like, I shouldn't have to say this again. It wouldn't turn
Right,
into a
right,
nag if you would just pay attention. But
right.
sometimes I have to, say things a different way so that they could understand. But he did say one thing I didn't like. He told me that he be testing these women. He be testing these women and he might give her a little change and be like, go take care of yourself. And he don't really mean take care of yourself. He mean, yeah, get yourself something, but give me something too. And I'm gonna tell him, don't play those type of games with me. Okay? Because you give me $200, I'm gonna say, what am I supposed to do with this? I need some more money. What am I supposed to do with this? Don't be trying to test me.
Right. Like, yeah, don't test me. For sure.
But yeah, your cousin is cool. That was it.
Yeah, very wise person. Definitely would go to him for advice for sure. For sure. But I don't want you to be my cousin in law. I'm just saying that for the record. We close enough. This is it right here.
Oh,
This is
is that shade? Damn, we was already matching on your birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we were.
You
That's
always invite me.
crazy.
You always invite me to the events. I'm just really
Oh
trying to be
my
a part of the
God.
family. Yo, but your
I
daddy
don't
like
know.
me. You know what I'm saying? Why did you hate it?
That's all bad. Oh my goodness. That's fun. But yeah, that was good. I had a great weekend. That was my weekend stuff. I mean, I went out a little bit, but for the most part, it was the party. The party scene. Now I'm just like on chill this weekend coming up. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't want to talk about this, but it's just all down my damn social media. That's why I told you I got to get off social media. Everybody and their mama is talking about Lori Harvey.
Right.
And I don't really care about celeb relationships. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We not in the same tax bracket. So I ain't got y'all problems. That's first and
First of all,
foremost. Secondly, like I said, I don't know the girl. So who am I to care? Who am I to judge? Like, but since y'all all having think pieces about it, let me give my think piece. If
for
I
sure, I
did
got a little
care,
something. Hmm.
I would simply say she's dating. She's 25. Everybody don't want to be or have to be married at 25. That girl is still learning about herself. She ain't.
Right.
I can't even consider 25 a grown woman. Now at 34, I can say that. You still not
Hmm.
even all grown women at 25.
Right. I mean, yeah. I don't like the fact that they keep comparing her to Future. Like, how is a 40-something-year-old dude with 6 kids and 6 baby mamas the same thing as a 25-year-old childless, beautiful, rich young lady? Like, those are not the same. Like,
It's
so
not.
why are you comparing the two? And why is it bad that she's exploring? Because once she decides on somebody and she settles down, that's like a commitment. And if she gets married and all that, it takes a lot to get out of that situation. So she just want to live her life. Maybe she's not ready. It's not like, before, where I don't know, guys just seem so upset about it. I don't understand this anger that they have because he's quote a good guy. And I like Michael whatever B. Jordan. What's his name?
Michael B. Jordan, I believe.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. I like Michael B. Jordan. I think he is nice looking, and of course he has a good acting career. We don't know what that dude is like. We don't know what that dude is like. Okay,
Yeah, we
she
see his representative. Y'all know what
exactly
representatives are. Y'all be meeting representatives too. And now y'all
right.
stuck with the real person and want to get out of y'all shit and probably mad if she done got out of her shit. You still stuck in your shit.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the whole thing to me, it's like my whole thing on social media. I'm like, she dated a guy, she no longer want to date the guy, so she stopped dating the guy. What's the problem?
How is it any different? How is it any different than what non-celebs do?
Hmm.
How? She ain't the only one that done turned down a marriage proposal.
Right, right,
She ain't the
right.
only one that done dated around. Like, what do y'all
Yeah,
want? I would
they're
talk
mad
about her
at
if
her
she had a baby
audacity.
with somebody. Y'all,
Hmm.
Them guys know what they doing. They're choosing her.
Mhm.
Even Puff
Mhm.
Daddy and his son. I don't know who dated her first, but one of them should have been like, all right, I'm not gonna date her because you dated her. They chose that shit. Just like the women,
Yeah.
any woman that decides to date Future, bitch, that is your choice. And you have to
Right.
go through all of that bullshit. He has what, six
Right.
kids? After
Yeah.
kid number
Or Nick
two?
Cannon for that matter, because he got two more
Exactly.
pregnant.
After kid number two, I'll even say number three. You gotta be held accountable for the bullshit decisions that you make.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Shit.
Yeah. I really don't care. Like, do her shit. Do she need to do her, and I'm not even mad at it because there's gonna become a point where she want to settle down and she'll pick somebody and she'll have her pick of
Yeah.
the litter. I mean, guys are mad at her audacity to just be able to be like, nah, that's not what I want. It's not like before where we just, we were looked down upon if we didn't have a husband or, I mean, it's still kind of like that because, I mean, I get that too. Oh, you're a good woman. You're, this age or whatever. You're pretty. You're not a cook and all this kind of stuff. Why aren't you married? I'm like, I would have loved for that to have happened, but things went a different way and I'm not unhappy. And some people have a hard time believing that I'm happy. Like, I'm happy no matter what space I'm in. So I don't know what to tell you. Don't project your stuff on me. I don't know what to tell you.
But
So
you know the other thing about it, the ones that are mad, this hoe ain't even looking y'all direction.
she
Why is you
wouldn't
worried? She
even
ain't about to date y'all ever.
be in the same room with them. So
So get over it.
yeah, I need to get over it. So yeah, that's cool. Okay, I did have one quick thing that I did run into over this past week. I was actually talking to another coworker of mine, and he was talking about AR, which is some technology that's being developed. I don't know much about it, but it got me to thinking about like how prepared are you for like the changes that are happening in terms of technology. Like when you think about
AR
your, yeah,
or AI?
it stands AR.
What does that stand for?
I think he said I need to look it up, but it's not AI. I know AI is artificial intelligence. AR is similar to VR, but I can't remember what the A stand for. Um, I
Not you
guess I
wanting to
should have.
talk about something and you don't even know
I
what we
It
talk
slipped my
about.
mind. It slipped my mind. Is it artificial? Is it I think it stands for artificial reality. But he said the differences is out in the real world. So you might have on your glasses and you can look at your house, but on top of your house someone could have built like a world on top of your house. Like it's different
Oh
stuff
shit.
out and about in the real world. But he was telling me about the technology and how like that's the next wave and all these companies are developing things. I don't know all the details about that, but it started making me think about like what are we doing to prepare ourselves to be ready for that world because everything is moving towards AI and robotics. I mean, even a job at McDonald's is. I went to a McDonald's in Big Bear, and there was one employee. And we pulled up to the parking stall, and we pressed whatever in the kiosk. The robots made the burgers. It dropped
What?
it, and then she just brought it out to the
What the fuck?
car. It, it was only one employee in the McDonald's, and it was like all the stalls were filled with people like ordering food. So
Oh
that's just
shit.
something simple as like McDonald's, and then like even for like the field of education, you know, during the pandemic, the kids were doing online programs and their teachers were on Zoom. But for some of the schools, they had these like scripted programs where the kids logged in and it was like a virtual teacher that explained it
Mhm.
and then they did the assignments. So, like, when you think about the jobs that you're in, like, what is that going to look like in 5, 10, 15 years? And are you prepared? If you're a younger person, are you prepared for that? Like, and if you're not prepared, like, are you doing things to prepare? Because you can't just wait for it to happen. Because statistically, well, people of color are going to be the ones that's left out of that if they don't have like a game plan. So, and everything is going towards that. Like the post office is going to. People don't even mail things the way they used to mail things. A lot of stuff like actual mail is done digitally or online. So those jobs are dwindling, dwindling. So it just made me start thinking about like, what could I do to prepare myself, for the future? And even for your kids, what can they do to prepare? I would have less problem with them because they already kind of know what's up. But for them to really know all the technical stuff to be able to sustain economically, it's something we need to think about sooner than later. So I know that was like a
Well,
little twist, but that was, it's real.
um, a few things. I do notice the robotics. I've been at a restaurant, and instead of waitress and waiters, it will be a robot rolling down the
Mhm.
aisle bringing the food. I know the first
Mhm.
time I saw that, I was like, "Whoa, that's freaky." But the future is really here. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get an Oculus, and this is only a small percentage of what this shit is gonna be like. But it still
Right.
is giving me an introduction, and just the fact that we're able to use this platform, and yeah, we upload to YouTube, but people who are already in this space can pop up if they want to and hear us. And we got my bestie over there in the UK. We in the same place at the same time. That's
Right.
virtual
Right.
reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, um, me and IT Trey, we ordered IHOP in the metaverse and then went and picked it up. So it's that shit is definitely here. I think people have some time to get ready, but you better get ready and learn how to adapt because some major changes are coming. So, if you're one of those that don't really like technology, which I'm not a fan of technology, but I had to say fuck it because you really gonna be stuck and not know what's going on if you don't prepare
Right.
yourself.
Right. I mean, and I definitely was one of those people, that was like, I'm just not good at technology. But it's like, you don't have an option. And as you just, I remember Artsy, she said, well, just go in Clubhouse and just listen. Right. And when she said that, I was like, how is that going to help? And I listened. I remember listening for like 3 weeks. I start picking up terms, I start understanding more. And now, when I talk to other people, they think I know something, and I'm like, I don't know anything compared to the people I'm in the metaverse with, but compared to them, I'm light years ahead because I started doing that
Mhm.
work to learn more and, start thinking about like how I can commodify like in the future when it comes to these things. But that's just something I wanted to throw out there because it's real, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you better get on board and figure out what's the future of that industry
But
and where you
you know
fit.
what? One thing that I like about you, and I told you I
Hmm.
wanted to do this podcast and we were trying to figure out, how are we going to do this, which just to let y'all know, eventually we will be going live. We'll be able
Yes.
to air it in here as well as air it live in other places, and that will come later on down the line. But it just was like when I came to you and I was like, "Hey, I got a way we could do this. Just get an Oculus." You didn't say why. You didn't say how. You just said, "Okay, well, what is it? Tell me about it." And then you was like, "Okay." Like you were open with no questions asked. Like, so you already like years ahead.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I try to be open minded.
You all right, nigga.
With my man, you already know. Oh goodness, yeah. So that's my little spiel. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hop into our topic. Our topic is about good guys, right?
Mm.
So I want to explain one of the reasons why I brought this up. I see a lot of things, especially on social media, about guys saying that women don't like good guys, right? But it's deeper than that. Sometimes it is a situation where women don't like good guys, because when you're younger, you might be looking for that bad boy with that edge, you know. But a mature woman, she wants a guy that's going to be good to her. But, we really have to look at the definition of good guy because some of the guys who think they're good guys aren't. And a lot of guys that I've run into that say they're good guys, especially the self-proclaimed good guys, they're
Baby,
they're
I'm with
not.
you. They're not.
They're not good guys. Number one,
Anytime you gotta say, I'm a good guy,
mhm,
I'm a this,
mhm, mhm.
I'm mature. You're not. I'm grown. You're not.
Right, right.
Period.
You try to prove it to yourself. So, the guys that say I'm a good guy, sometimes, a lot of times I find that they'll be polite. They might be polite. Maybe they open doors. Maybe they might say please and thank you. Maybe they speak a certain way. They don't use as much profanity. To me, that doesn't define good guy. That just means you have some manners. I mean, that's cool and everything, but what's your real character? Because a lot of them do the same thing as the F boys. They just do it in a passive aggressive way, and a lot of times too with the air quote good guys, they use that as a way for them not to work on themselves. Sometimes women don't want to talk to you because you're boring and you need to develop your personality. No, you are. That other guy got the attention because he had more of a personality. Take some time,
Wait a
spend
minute.
some
Not
time.
boring.
Yes, boring. You're boring. Yes, you're boring. Take some time and develop your personality. Learn how to expound in a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, where your hand at? You trying to touch me?
No, I'm sorry. No, girl, it's flowing. Don't do that. I stopped to drink something in real life. You know what? I'm not about to play with you.
so, so, yeah, so work on your personality. Sometimes it could be your swag, the way you carry yourself. Now I feel like you should be yourself. So if you dress some kind of quirky way, it's gonna be a woman out there that like that quirky way you dress. But if you just like have no swag or no confidence in yourself, women aren't attracted to lack of confidence. Do what you need to do to work on that in the same way that women have to do things to work on themselves. I had to work on myself, my, personality wise, appearance. It takes time for us to put ourselves together, nails, makeup, hair, all that kind of stuff, and personality too. So that nice guy bit, it's layered. You have to ask yourself if women keep looking past you, you need to ask yourself, is there something that you can reflect on and do better? You know what I mean? It might be some things you could do better.
You know,
I give you a
a lot of
mhm.
times what I do when I'm in these situations, you definitely do have to reflect and say, is it me? Am I the drama? Is it me? Sometimes it ain't gonna be you, but sometimes it really is your ass.
Right, right, right.
So self reflection is a motherfucker. You might have to hold that mirror up to your face and do the inner work, heal from some of those traumas, figure out why you feel a certain way about women or people and how that shit is coming out of you and what am I trying to say? How it's like how you deal with people. Sometimes ain't nobody hurting you, or like I said, it's not the other person. Maybe
Mhm.
you feel like women are not interested in you because, like she said, you have some things that you need to work on. But unless you do the work, you're going to keep running into the same problems. Sometimes it's not always like that.
Yeah.
But
And then sometimes go ahead.
no, I'm with
Sometimes it's
you.
the circle you're running in. Sometimes it's the women you're choosing. So you're picking the video vixen, and you're not at that level. Not to be sounding like you know who, but you're picking the video vixen,
You done
and
had a
that's not
birthday and you off the chain.
and that's not on your level. Like, I mean, you could try, you know what I mean? Maybe she is with it, but ultimately, if you keep getting rejected by the video vixen, maybe you just need to pick the cute girl at the CVS. You know what I'm saying? That give you eye contact and that will go out on the date with you. You can't
The
pick the
cute
video
girl at
vixen.
CVS, the cute girl at CVS ain't going to be able to do 50-50.
Oh
That's what they
Lord.
want.
What a video vixen for sure ain't going 50-50. So he got a better chance the CVS girl paying for something than the video vixen. So, and then also like the company you keep, where you are, all those things, depending on where you hang out. Even in the previous episode, we talk about hypergamy and dating up, right? Sometimes it's your setting, the surroundings, the places you go. If you're at the same little places, you're gonna run into the same things. Step outside of the box, try
Mhm.
something different,
Mhm.
and instead of look at all those factors before you start saying, well, they don't like a nice guy, and then to the nerdy dudes. I love a nerdy dude, but you gotta
I
have
love a
some
nerd. And
right,
they
but you
things
gotta
be
have
big.
confidence about that. You said what?
They things be big.
Oh
Hey, shout
boy.
out to my nerdy dudes. Y'all things be big.
I wasn't even expecting
Thank you for the
that.
claps. Clap for the big.
Yeah, but the nerdy dudes, the ones that got like confidence, about like who they are. So even if they are quirky, but they're like, shit, I'm about to talk about this, whatever technology terms that I don't know. I listen. Like eventually, I learn something because I'm listening to you and excited that you're excited, geeking out about whatever topic you're talking about. So be yourself, but at the same time, like take self inventory, look in the mirror, and see like what it is you need to do different. That's the good guys. Now, the good girl, right? This is my question to you. Does it pay to be a good girl?
No.
Why not?
And that's it. Episode over.
Okay, I got evidence of both.
Okay.
All right. The evidence, okay, so I went out with Water Tank, right?
Again?
So I did. I went out with Water Tank.
Bitch, you weren't gonna tell me?
I just told you.
Now I'm in your face. Now I'm in your face.
Get out my face. Get out my face. So I went out with Water Tank, but what I realized is I talk kind of crazy, you know what I mean, to him a little bit, like more reckless than if it was like a guy I was interested in,
Yeah, I was
like
about to say
more
because you're not
seriously.
interested.
Right.
That's
So
the
I just be
homie.
talking, just whatever the first thing that's off the top of my head, it's unfiltered. I'm like, what you say? What you mean? Like the
Oh, you
more
acting like me. Okay.
I really was acting like you. I really was acting like, and I really didn't care. I really genuinely wouldn't have cared. I was like, well, I ain't gotta go then. Fine. I'll just bye. Like really acting like that. And I was just like, when I act like that, guys are like, oh, well, I'm sorry, what I need to do. And I don't want to be that way. And I'm not gonna choose to be that way in general.
Hello. Why do you
But
think I am the way I am?
because you that way. Because you want to be. But, you know, if you are too like nice and too accommodating and don't like put your foot down and have standards. I'm not saying like be a straight bi, but if you are too much like that, because I'm genuinely, I try to be take the high road and do the right thing and all that kind of good stuff. I ain't saying I'm successful all the time, but I try to be. And people will try to take advantage of that. And so now I'm more centered. I done been one extreme, the other extreme. Now I'm a little bit more uh center. So you kind of got to earn that spot. And when you earn that spot, then you can get, the absolute king treatment. I'm respectful towards people, but you got to earn that like extra time, going out of my what you need me to do kind of attitude. You got to earn that spot, and I need to know that you're deserving of that from me. So that's the difference between like now, but I don't know. Like, I just see sometimes where nice girls do be finishing last. And I read this book. It's called Why Men Love Bitches.
Why men
And
love
it talks
bitches?
why men love bitches.
Mhm.
And it talks about like it really talks a lot about setting boundaries and standards and getting what you want out of a situation. And that's been a huge transition for me because girls are taught to be sugar and spice and everything nice and take the high road and be forgiving and let stuff slide and all that kind of stuff. We're taught that way. And I was definitely, taught to be, have like an active service type of attitude. And I really like to be that way. But everybody, like I said, is not deserving of that spot. And if you are that, you can't be that way with every person. If you with
Right,
there,
right, right.
if you're that way with the wrong kind of guy, you know, they won't appreciate it. So I think, you have to kind of find a balance. And you can't just let everything, you can't. I know the rhetoric right now is just be agreeable, just this and that. Like, that only goes
Woo!
so far. Like,
You making
and
the
that's
hair on my head stand at the back of my neck. We about
yeah,
to
but
start
that
talking
it is
about submissiveness? Don't do it.
no, but
You know how I
I
feel about that shit.
it only goes so far. So I got a good friend. She was dating a guy, and this guy was very successful. He worked in the movie industry, very handsome, charismatic. She was going above and beyond. She would send him gifts. She was so sweet to him, kind, checked on him, you okay, checked on his parents, all this stuff. You know who he was chasing behind? A stripper with 4 kids.
I was about to say the big booty bitch.
Right. And he is so cold. He ended up joking about it, but the guy said the girl had him to drop her off at her baby dad house. And he did it. But he was the same guy. If you were sitting in the room with him, talk about all these principles and how he wanted his Michelle Obama. It's like, nah, that's baloney.
Listen,
And that girl, she wasn't. I mean, you know what that was about. So it's like
listen.
my friend being nice, like, where did it really get her?
I, I I know I'm single, but that being nice to the wrong person
To
will
the
put
wrong
you in a
person, right?
situation that you don't
Mhm.
want to be in. Then you're gonna be
Mhm.
stuck in that situation. That's why some of these
Mhm.
women get stuck in these situations for years. And one year to
Mhm.
turn into five, and you like, fuck. I done
Right.
ignored all the men that really was trying to get at me. That one of them possibly could have been right for me because I'm
Right.
chasing after
Right.
dumbass, and he chasing after somebody else.
Right. 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 And then, part of the whole nice girl thing is, not asking for what you want and just going along with him, but
No,
you better get what you want.
yeah, because
You
you
better
think they
get
not gonna
what you want.
ask?
Right.
You think they not gonna ask for some
Right. Right. They're gonna ask.
pussy?
They're gonna ask. They're gonna ask.
Baby, you could meet.
So,
Listen, men are so bold. You could meet a man online. Y'all ain't even met in person, and he already asking to come over and eat your pussy. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh, I mean, I think we all done ran into that situation. So it's true. So it's like you you better say what you want. Like, no, I want a burger. That's what I want today. I don't want to eat whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Even to the point, you know, I went out once and the guy said, "So are you gonna pay for this time?" I said, "No." Just like that. Normally, like in the past, it was like, "Oh, I got it." I'm like, I didn't want to, so I didn't. I just started really paying attention to what I want. Not as if he doesn't matter, because I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with, making people feel like they are a non-factor. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But as far as like the king's treatment, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to earn that spot. You
Absolutely.
gotta earn that
It's
spot.
all
You
about
can't. I'm
earning.
not giving away all of my goodness just to be doing it. You gotta earn that spot. I gotta know that if I'm in a bind, I can call you. If I need something, I can call you. That you gonna have my back and all that kind of
I
good
hate that
stuff. So,
word. I
what?
hate that word.
Which
What was
one?
the dude's name on fuck, Set It Off? When she was like, I'm in a bind. When she-
I don't remember.
you know what part I'm talking about, right?
I do. I do. Shoot. Be like, I
Shit.
hate that word.
I ain't trying to be in no bind. I don't want to call nobody and be like, I'm in a bind. Well, what you gonna do for it?
Right. Oh, the old
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like sweaty.
Uh,
He was greasy looking. I ain't in that kind of bind.
shit.
I have to think
So,
my way out.
but
That ain't cool.
I lied. Being nice sometimes does pay off. You just got to be
Yeah,
careful who you nice to.
definitely.
That's why you really
Mhm.
have to, you know, in
Vet
my
people.
30s, not exactly. You got to vet these people, men and women. You got
Mhm.
to vet them. You got to
Mhm.
vet them. Speaking of, since we on this dating thing,
Mhm.
is it cool? Can I ask this question, or you still want to talk
Knock
about this shit?
yourself out. Go
All
ahead.
right. So as y'all know, me and Brown Sugar are both online dating. Sometimes we share our dating horror stories and our dating victories. Um, I just feel like how men approach women online are different than they approach women in person. And what I mean by that is a lot of these men want to do introductory meetings, meet and greets at a Starbucks or whatever. And I feel a way about that. Not saying that I need a date and I need you to take me out because I can feed myself, but I just feel like there's something else that we can do besides me at a coffee shop. And I also feel like if you got my number on the street, you wouldn't be saying, "Hey, I want to take you out to a coffee shop." So if you're really just
That's
trying to
true.
see like how I look, make sure I look how my pictures are. We have video chat now. It's too many ways to verify that. You done
Right.
already felt me out on the phone. So
Mhm.
I just feel like come with something better. Do you feel like online dating makes things a little like approach lazier? Or are you cool with the introductory meet and greet?
I don't I think that it makes stuff easier for guys because they can be massive. They can just go down the line and be like, and then buy 150 cups of coffee. You know what I mean, and
Yeah.
try to see which one is. If that's the page they're on. I've run into guys that were serious about getting to know someone, but I do think when you meet a person in person, that they're more likely to want to take you on a real date. But sometimes it's a generational thing because the millennials and those close to that in that uh, age bracket, even when it's not online, they just want to text you to death. Like, this not a relationship. You a pen pal. That's what we used to call them
Yeah.
back in the day, a pen
Yeah.
pal.
And
but it's
then
not
they
a
want to
win.
like
But
it's like a, well, come over and meet for drinks at my place, or if you smoke, let me pull
mm-hmm.
up and smoke type stuff. And I'm just like, keep burning myself. All right, I'm gonna put this
I heard the
clearly I do not need to be fake smoking. It's not working for me today.
right, you
Um
burning yourself.
but yeah, I just feel like the approach is I see what you're saying about it could be generational, but I still feel like it's a little lazy. And I'm not saying it, you clearly, I get dates all the
Right,
time. So it's
right.
not that. I just wonder about the thought process for those who like, "Well, let me do an introductory meet," or "Do you want to just meet real quick here and blah blah blah." And I just feel like you got to come with something better. You got to come
And
with something
also,
better.
it's a I think guys that are online, that sometimes that's a different breed of guys than that approach women in person. The ones that will approach you in person, they might be a little more confident. So they don't have all these reservations because they clearly are used to approaching women because they came up to you, right? Versus
Hmm.
if they're online, it's easy to be behind the keyboard and do something. It's
But it's some
easier.
fine ass guys online too, and I know got confidence. So I
Yeah.
don't know, but
Yeah,
it
but I
definitely
think
does
that's
make
a
it
numbers game
easier.
for them.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah,
lock
because they
down a
have it all
hundred at
right
a
there. It's
time.
like
Yeah.
looking at a fucking menu.
Yeah, it
Okay, I
is.
want this one today, and I want everything is hot and ready. I was talking to a guy about
Little
this today
Caesars.
because I told him that I had ordered something curbside from Walgreens,
Hmm.
and I was like, "This shit
Hmm.
is dope." Like I didn't have to go in the store at all. But then I was like, "Damn, pussy is like this too, huh? You be online ordering pussy, deliver right to your door, don't you?" And he fell out laughing. I was like, "Nah, like." For real, like that's the type of world that we live in. Literally everything you want is at your fucking fingertips. All right, bitch, you done pissed me off. So let me go ahead and go to Shamika. Let me see what Shamika
Yeah.
talking about. I get back
Her
with you
name had to
later.
be Shamika. Her name had to be Shamika. Okay.
Uh-uh. Okay. Oh yeah.
She
Mm.
couldn't have been Jill. She had
Uh,
to be
Well,
Shamika.
shit. After he done with Shamika, he go see what Jill do it.
Right, right, right. No, no, it's true though. That's true. That's true too. But then you have to ask yourself, at what point, especially with the generational thing, have the socialization skills dwindle? Where if you talk to older guys, they already know like what to say. They know what to say. You get to skip certain things majority of the time with them, but you talk to some younger guys, they don't have the same like social skills of like what to say to a woman, how to date or what to do. And you have guys that grow up or have grown up in a generation where it's damn near looked down upon for them to like really like a woman, like really like her and want to do special things for her and go above and beyond. That guy gets called a simp. You know what I mean? He gets
But what are
called.
we seeing? What are we seeing? It's all in the media, in our music
Mhm,
videos, in our movies. I
mhm,
definitely sound old. I get it.
mhm.
I understand now. I totally get it. Like the era we grew up in, it wasn't no like you see. I'm not saying that there weren't people from our generation that were fast, because they were definitely fast. People always been fucking at a young age.
Mhm,
I think that the
mhm.
sex thing is on a bigger level now because we see it so much more. That's why these kids
Mhm.
be sexting and stuff like that. We didn't have to go through the sexting. It wasn't
Yeah.
no, you know what I mean? Like so shit is different. So if they're starting young, they're being groomed at a younger age, and they're being groomed improperly. So
Mhm.
all of that is coming out into how they treat and deal with other people.
And they aren't learning. And one of the things I learned when I used to be active in church, but when I was at active in church, what I didn't ever want to date the church dudes. I never
They be
wanted to date
freaks.
the no, but the ones that I was interacting with, a lot of them, like they didn't really know how to approach a girl, to the point like I had gone out a couple times with a guy and I was like, oh, he trying to holler. I thought he really was on some like Bible study type. Like, I didn't know he really was trying to. That was you trying to like. You was trying. That was like Christian hollering. Like I didn't
He was
know.
trying to open your Bible, all right. You just weren't picking up on the scripture that he was putting out.
You're so stupid. Yeah, I was like, oh, but they weren't who was going to teach them those things like of how to talk to a woman versus walk right out the church, oh boy, on the corner like, hey, even if he was inappropriate with his approach, he was audacious enough to step to you versus this guy you don't even know he's interested,
I
so
don't
I think.
I,
Mhm.
I low key wish that there was some type of class, but then I don't wish that there was a type of class because then all these niggas will be coming with the same game and you really wouldn't be able to tell the real from the fake. So I
Right.
don't know. I just say you just gotta vet. Like again, you gotta vet. Vet the
Yeah,
women,
you
vet
gotta
the
vet.
men.
You gotta vet. Okay, this my last question about this. What are a couple of things that you personally do to vet?
For one, I see who brings up sex first.
Mm,
You know how open with my sexuality I am.
right,
So if you bring it up before I've gotten there, that's probably a sign to me that this is what your focus is on. That's number
right.
one. Number two, that whole introductory meet and greet thing that you know I don't like.
If they ask you for coffee, you like you out of here.
I might have a second thought about that. If you automatically approach and are on some, well, I just want things to be 50-50 with my partner. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that, but why are we talking about that so soon? Are we talking
Hmm.
about that? You don't even know if my baloney has a first name yet, and you already getting into that. So
Did you
that,
say your
and then
baloney?
yeah, yeah. How they treat the women that are in their lives. Like
Yeah, that's a good
if
one.
it's a even if it's your ex-girlfriend, your ex-wife, or your baby mama, are you saying bitch this, bitch that, that bitch, blah blah blah? We automatically not gonna work.
Right, right, right. No, I got you. I mean, definitely, I look at that too. If I hear a guy talk bad about like the mother of his kids, like not just one time because something happened, but like all the time, I'm like that. That's a reflection of him too, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Or if I hear a guy says all the like every relationship is the other person's fault and they never
Mm-hmm.
are reflective about themselves, then I know that they haven't done the work and not willing to do the work because they can't even see themselves because it's everybody else's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely that. Like if they follow through, if you say you're gonna do something, I would deliberately ask them to do stuff at this point. And it's not like a test. It's like stuff I might really need. I could do it myself clearly, but I'm gonna
It's a
ask.
test.
Like
You and your cousin got that shit bad. That run in y'all
that's not
family.
a
Y'all
test because
testing
I really
folks.
need it. I'm gonna
It's a
ask for
test.
something
You
I
and
really need.
cousin.
No, for example, I need to paint this pantry. So you gonna come over and help me paint this pantry? When I say help, I mean you do it and I hand you the paint. You know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
bring up
saying? Like,
something though. I
mhm,
can't go off of that. Remember, your ex. I told
mhm,
him I needed that. I told him I needed something done to my cabinets,
mhm,
laying whatever the shit is called
mhm.
down. So your cups don't be
Yeah.
scraping and your bowls and stuff. He came over and did that. And
Mhm. But if
ultimately,
you were
what
to
do we
ask him,
see? We see the nigga ain't shit. So
right?
that
But
didn't matter.
mhm. But overall, he's not he wasn't a consistent person. That was a task. So if it's a task, yeah. But like consistently, if that person over time, it can't be. They can all play the short game. Because I had
Of
a guy,
course.
an African guy, actually to tell me that he said I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. He said I'll tell them whatever they want to hear. If they want me to take their granddaddy to the hospital, I'll take their granddaddy to the hospital just so I can get some. I said, you go that far? He said, whatever I need to do to get that. That's what he told
Wow,
me.
that's
Yeah.
sick.
And we
When
were
it's
dating for
women
six.
out there that want to do it for nothing,
Mm-hmm.
for nothing.
Yep. And we have been dating for 6 months. I didn't do anything with him. And he was like, I don't even know why I'm telling you all this stuff. And then he just said, it was kind of strange, but he was like, he said, I kept thinking if I do something messed up to you, that God gonna hurt me. I'm not religious, but I kept having that thought. And that's why I didn't do nothing messed up to you. And he just started confessing everything that he was doing. And the main thing he said is whatever these women want me to do, I would play that role. And we were talking for 6 months. But it does rule out a lot of guys when you start asking them to do something. You ask
Okay,
them to do
well,
stuff, it's gonna rule out some of them.
I'm gonna keep that in
They
mind.
start
But
umming and I can't.
you
No. Mm-mm.
you already know that sometimes you still run into good actors. You will still meet a
Yeah.
wolf in sheep's clothing, and they might be good at
Yeah.
the long game too, but still be full
Yeah.
of
Those
shit.
are the most dangerous, actually. The
So
the ones that's good at the long game, those are the most dangerous because they study you. They find out where your like weak points are. They find out your vulnerabilities. The ones that's in it for the long game, they are the most dangerous.
mhm.
They are the
Mhm.
most dangerous. So when
She off the chain. We having a team meeting after this because I can't take it. I can't take it, Fifi. All right. So
yeah,
final thoughts. Final thoughts for me. Um, I feel like sometimes it pay to be good, sometimes it pay to be bad. That's it.
I
How
would
you feel?
say I would say for the guys that really are good people, if you're not getting action from women, take a look to see what are the things in yourself that you can develop. Personality, skill, the way your appearance, hygiene, whatever it is, and work on those things. Start there. And for women, who are just nice women, but are running into that same issue where they're running into the wrong types of dudes. Vet them. Like, take your time. Don't be so quick to just listen to words. Like, actions, of course, is cliche. Speak louder than words, and I've gotten better results with that. And get what you want out of the situation.
Okay, wisdom come through. All right. That's our episode for today. As always, it's been fun. Again, we appreciate y'all for rocking out with us. I'm your girl, Shay Butter.
I brown sugar Gemini season.
Anyway, see y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.